for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
Forget the rumors you've heard. I've got info that a deal everyone thought was dead is gaining serious steam, and the name involved will shock Yanks Nation. The front office is playing chess, not checkers. You want to know the secret move that could put the evil empire back on top? Hit subscribe now because you won't want to get this news secondhand. Welcome back to the channel. We are at a critical point in the season with the July 31st trade deadline closing in, and the chatter is heating up big time in the Bronx. Today we have to dive into a topic that's keeping a lot of us, the bleacher creatures, up at night, and it's about our shortstop, Anthony Volpe. The news making the rounds is tough, but we have to face it head on. Volpe right now leads all of Major League Baseball in errors. Yeah, you heard that right. He's tied at the top, or rather the bottom, with Willie Adames of the San Francisco Giants with 13 errors. His latest one came in the 6th inning against the Toronto Blue Jays, a miscue that just added more fuel to the fire of frustration that many fans are feeling. And let's be real, that's not a stat anyone wants to be the league leader in, especially a guy wearing the pinstripes at such a crucial position. The pressure in New York is different, and the shortstop ground at Yankee Stadium is hallowed turf. When you make errors there, they get magnified. The criticism isn't new. All through the 2025 season, we've been hearing the clamor from fans and analysts, with many calling for Volpe to be benched or, more drastically, used as a trade chip to acquire new talent. And frankly, it's hard to blame that sentiment. What makes the situation even more complex is manager Aaron Boone's continued defense. Boone came out to bat for his young shortstop, saying, "We're talking about a few extra errors. He's still a premier shortstop." With all due respect to Boone, that statement rings a bit hollow to those of us watching every single game. It's not just a few extra errors, it's errors at crucial moments, plays that looked routine last year that have now become adventures. The difference between the Gold Glove he won and his performance now is glaring. He's not making the plays that generated so much buzz, and for a team with World Series aspirations, every out matters. The defense has to be airtight, and right now the shortstop position has been a source of instability, and that's something the evil empire simply cannot tolerate if we want to be dominating in October. The fan base's patience is wearing thin because the excuses aren't matching what we see on the field. But the issue with Volpe isn't just confined to his glove. His performance at the plate has also been a major concern and is a key part of the narrative as to why a move might be necessary. This season, he's slashing .212 with a .284 on base percentage and a .391 slugging. Those numbers are a significant drop-off from his 2024 campaign when he hit .243. This isn't just a little slump. It's a noticeable regression in every facet of his offensive game. He's getting on base less. He's not hitting for the same authority, and for a team that relies so heavily on production from every spot in the lineup, that's a serious problem. The combination of shaky defense and declining offensive output creates the perfect storm for trade speculation. The Yankees have several pressing needs ahead of the deadline, namely a third baseman, an additional starting pitcher, and another arm for the bullpen. Shortstop wasn't viewed as a primary need heading into the season, but Volpe's play is forcing general manager Brian Cashman's hand. This is where the rumors start getting interesting and connecting the dots. We're hearing whispers like the suggestion from Mariners on SI writer Matthew Schmidt that Seattle could trade their shortstop, Otto Lopez, to the Yankees. While Lopez might be an option, the more exciting conversation gaining traction is a potential blockbuster deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Some analysts are floating the idea that the Yanks could address multiple needs in one fell swoop by acquiring third baseman Brian Hayes, relief pitcher David Bednar, and starting pitcher Mitch Keller. The Pirates are known sellers at the deadline, and it wouldn't be unheard of for them to offer a package that could even include utility man and former Yankee Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who ironically is having a great season with a .274 batting average. A deal like that would be a true blockbuster. It would not only fortify the team in 3 critical areas, but also open the door for Volpe to be included in the package heading back to Pittsburgh. It's a fascinating possibility. Cashman could fix the infield, the bullpen, and the rotation, all while dealing with the tough Volpe situation. That's the magnitude of the discussions happening behind the scenes at the stadium. While the Vulp situation creates internal drama, the most immediate and glaring need the Yankees have to address is the black hole at third base. The search for a solution is heating up, and two main names have emerged as the primary targets: Eugenio Suarez of the Arizona Diamondbacks and Ryan McMahon of the Colorado Rockies. Let's break this down, because the choice between these two players reveals a lot about the front office's strategy. Suarez looks like the perfect fit on paper. He offers exactly what the Bronx Bombers need: a solid defender who can help stop the bleeding from the game-costing errors, and a potent bat to plug into the middle of the lineup. His stats this season are eye-popping, with a line of .252, .325, .593, and a .918 OPS. His 36 home runs put him among the league's elite, right there with guys like our own Aaron Judge. What's more, Suarez is set to be a free agent this winter, making him a classic rental. This means the Yankees could get him for this year's run without a long-term financial commitment, and the prospect cost could be more manageable. On the other hand, you have Ryan McMahon. He presents a different profile. His batting averages are less spectacular, but still respectable at .240, .323, .420 with 16 home runs. However, there's a big red flag. He leads the National League with 127 strikeouts. Our lineup already has its share of whiffs, and adding another one might not be ideal. The biggest difference, though, is the contract. McMahon is due $16 million a year through the 2027 season. That's a significant commitment. Acquiring him would mean the Yankees are solving the third base position for the foreseeable future, but it would come at a higher cost, both in terms of the prospects they'd have to give up and in payroll flexibility. The situation gets even trickier with the report from MLB Network's Mark Feinsand that the Seattle Mariners might be the front runner for Suarez. If Suarez is off the market, McMahon becomes an even more attractive, perhaps the only viable option, which could give the Rockies even more leverage in trade talks. The decision boils down to this: do the Yankees want a short-term, high-impact fix for a 2025 title run, or are they willing to invest in a long-term solution? The clock is ticking. So let's put it all together. The main situation driving all this trade talk is, without a doubt, Anthony Volpe's performance. His league-leading error count, combined with his offensive slump, has created a domino effect. This isn't just a young player going through a bad stretch. It's a regression that is forcing the front office to act with urgency. Instability at a premium defensive position like shortstop is something a championship caliber team cannot just ignore. This leads us directly to the trade discussions. The aggressive pursuit of a third baseman like Eugenio Suarez or Ryan McMahon is a direct result of the need to solidify the infield. And the idea of a massive package with the Pirates, including Hayes, Bednar, and Keller, only becomes realistic if the Yankees are willing to include a controllable young player like Volpe. It's all connected. The weakness in one area is forcing the team to explore drastic solutions in others. At the end of the day, the evil empire needs to be ruthless, not just in its pursuit of wins, but in its evaluation of its own roster. Loyalty to a hometown kid only goes so far when a World Series flag is on the line. That's why I'm turning to you, Yanks Nation. I want to get your straight-up take on all of this. What do you think? Is it time for Brian Cashman to move on from Anthony Volpe, or do you believe this is just a sophomore slump and he'll bounce back? Should we go all in and try to swing for that Pirates package, or is a safer rental like Eugenio Suarez a smarter play? And what about Ryan McMahon? Is his contract worth the risk, considering his strikeouts? I want to see who you want to see in pinstripes by the end of this month. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your passion is what fuels this channel. For more breaking news, insider analysis, and no-nonsense takes on our Bronx Bombers, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The trade deadline is going to be wild, and you're not going to want to miss what happens next.